It's post WrestleMania. So we should be starting this new season, so to speak, of WWE television. However, tonight's Monday Night Raw felt like the same old shit. Hit the intro. Let's talk about this piece of shit. The show started off tonight with the Bloodline at the Mafia-style table. They've done this many times, so it looks like with the Bloodline, we are in fact getting the same old, which I mean, this should surprise nobody. I would expect nothing less from this horrendous WWE creative team. You know what? If you miss Monday Night Raw tonight, you missed nothing. All right, you missed absolutely nothing. Monday Night Raw tonight was some of the most mundane, phone-it-in television that I can remember this close to WrestleMania. I mean, outside of Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu and Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, what did you get tonight that you gave a shit about that's going to make you think, you know what, I need to watch next week? Nobody knows what's going to happen here. I need to watch. I need to find out. No, we all know what's going to happen. It's all predictable. It's boring. And quite frankly, I'm one more open challenge away from losing my shit. What is with, like, is the entire creative team on vacation right now? Is that the problem? Did they go to Mexico and not say anything to anybody? Because that's sure what it feels like. It feels like they're not even there. It feels like they're just having ChatGPT take over and book the shows. You know, on SmackDown, I had my Darth Vader mug because that's how I felt. Because SmackDown is genuinely somehow even worse than this, right? Tonight, I got Emperor Palpatine because I am... I'm pretty much done with these guys on this creative team. It's like I said, when I was, when I made my video talking about the cuts that WWE made, the only people that should have been on this cut list are these clowns writing the damn show. What is this, man? What is this? And then they want to cry and complain, oh, poor Paul Levesque, poor Triple H. It's not his fault. Shy, it's not Triple H's fault. TKO got involved in the storylines, man. TKO got involved in the storylines. Triple H, he would never book something like that. Dude, the reason TKO felt the need to get involved in the first place was due to lack of ticket sales because creative is awful. It's this weird effect. If creative is good, the shows are good, people gained interest, people want to go. But you continue to book the shows like ass. Like sticky, smelly, sweaty ass. And it sucks. These shows suck. SmackDown's worse, but that shouldn't be a badge of honor. Well, it's not as bad as SmackDown. Okay, SmackDown is some of the worst TV, not just wrestling, some of the worst TV that you can find right now. And tonight's Monday Night Raw felt very lackluster. I don't know if it's the 3 hours. I don't know if it's Netflix cashing in every chance they get with ad breaks and the placement of the ad breaks. I think that's part of it, if I'm being completely honest. Because you'll have a match. You'll have an ad break in between a segment and a match. Then you'll get a match. And then 3 minutes into the match, you get another ad break. And I mean, they're not small ad breaks. These are like 5-minute ad breaks now. There's 7 ads on the ad breaks. What is this? Monday Night Raw is now being ruined. But we want to celebrate because it's not SmackDown levels of awful. The fuck does that mean? If that's how low the bar is now, what are we doing? What are we doing? Let's get into this review, man. I am Cy the Guy. I thank you for joining me here on this Monday night. If you enjoyed Monday Night Raw tonight, I want to watch the show through your eyes because I don't know how anybody watches this show tonight and thinks that this was an exciting episode of Monday Night Raw. I really don't. So we start off with the bloodline at the mafia-style table. Roman says he appreciates the Usos being there. They understand where he comes from and where he stands today. The past is the past, and that's where he wants to leave it. He doesn't understand where Jacob is coming from. Then he says he took a step back for 2 years and everyone procrastinated. He took out Punk, climbed the mountain, and then he says he doesn't understand why Jacob is doing this. Jimmy says Jacob is a different breed. Then Jay chimes in and says Jacob is dangerous, unpredictable, unhinged. If he beats you, he takes it all. The Ulafala, and he's the shot caller now. There has to be consequences. Roman agrees and says we're not running a charity. They all shake hands and they say family first. Roman ends with the first family. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad promo, but the fact is we saw this for 4 years, right? So if you're gonna give us the bloodline again, you have to change it up. You have to add something that wasn't there before. You have to add a different dynamic. There's no different dynamic. Roman has never apologized to the Usos for the way he treated his cousins. That's number one. Number two, Roman is seemingly behaving the exact same, so that's not different. Roman's the world champ. That's not different. Please explain to me what the difference is. They don't have Solo? He didn't talk anyway. There's no difference. We're just rehashing old storylines now. It's not even like the new stuff they're coming up with is garbage. None of it's new. They're just rehashing. They rehashed the Gunther Paul Heyman favor. They're rehashing the bloodline now. Guys, what is this? What is the holdup? If you can't creatively write on a week-to-week basis, and not every storyline is going to be a home run, you're not going to knock every storyline out of the park. Nobody is expecting that. But shit, at least 3, 4 storylines. 2, 3, 4 storylines on each show. That gets us somewhat interested. You should have at least one really good one. Come on, man. You guys are making money hand over fist, and you can't write a good television show? But you want to release Aleister Black, Kairi Sane, and the Motor City Machine Guns, right? They're not good enough, yet you write nothing but this slop every week and expect the audience, us, to eat it up, and we keep telling you we reject this shit vehemently. Your Celebrity Mania got eyeballs on WrestleMania from the casual audience. Well, guess what? This isn't WrestleMania anymore. That casual audience has gone. They're no longer here. Now it's us who were here before WrestleMania as well. It's your actual fan base. And we're the ones that you, Paul Levesque, and your creative team keep giving the middle finger to. And it begs the question, why? Why? What happened from WrestleMania 40 to now? Why do these shows on a weekly basis seem so phoned in There's no effort. You don't even try. You don't even try. Just garbage, man. SmackDown is utter trash. And then Monday Night Raw is just like being stuck in purgatory. It's just a big nothing burger every single week. It's nothing but the top bun and bottom bun. There's no meat patty in there at all. Who the fuck wants to eat that? This shit sucks, man. Like, you would think Triple H has been put on notice, right? So he should be taking this more seriously. Like, do you want to keep your job, Paul, or do you not? Because right now it looks like you just can't wait to call it a day. That's what it looks like. You can't wait to call it a day. And you have surrounded yourself with what seems like a bunch of yes men. And everybody on that creative team pitches trash ideas. And then they just go along with whatever you say because you're the boss. What is the deal? Like, if I was running a company, I would not want to pay 6 figures plus to somebody who can't even write a decent segment on Monday Night Raw. Give me a break. Give me a break, man. There's no way you're going to realistically, anyone in the IWC, there's no way you're going to watch AEW Dynamite last week. You're going to watch this Monday Night Raw and SmackDown this last Friday. And there's no way you're going to watch those three shows and tell me that AEW Dynamite's not the best show out of the three. I'm sorry. Like, this is trash, man. This was not a good show. Then we get Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins comes out. He calls out Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker comes out. Seth says, I gave you everything. I handed the world to you, and you repaid me by taking everything away from me. You're the reason I lost the world title, the reason I didn't main event WrestleMania, and what did you get out of it? How did it even benefit you? Braun grabbed the microphone from Paul Heyman. He says, you gave me everything? What did you give me? Every week, Reed and I had to put out your fires. Look around you. You have no one, no friends. Reed and I would have to come out and stand back there and listen to you regurgitate the same crap that he plugged his nose and mocked Seth Rollins. You know what was funny about that is he actually did kind of sound like him. He then says, I never needed you. We're standing here because I need him. And then he points at Paul Heyman. Seth says, you needed him? You needed that sack of meat? You just proved everything I thought about you right. He says when he was world champion, he wanted to fight the best. He called Shawn Michaels and asked to fight the best in NXT. Shawn said, Braun Breaker. Shawn asked, why not take him under your wing? Seth says, Breaker has it all. He's seen guys who are big and strong and fast, but Breaker is unique. Breaker is unique. He's the strongest, he's the fastest, and the biggest. The most versatile performer I've ever seen. You have everything to be the next big star. Everything except the most important thing. And he points to his head. He doesn't have the smarts. I know what it's like to come in and think the business owes you something. I know better than anyone what it's like to bet on yourself and take chances. Make decisions that others aren't going to like. Every time I bet on myself, it got me a championship or a main event. You bet on yourself and you got Austin Theory and Logan Paul. Got you happy endings from Paul Heyman. You were not ready. Breaker says, I didn't need you. You blame me for losing the world title. The fact is your body can't take it anymore. Your body is brittle and your shoulder can't handle the weight of the strap. I believe you are everything you say you are. You've done it all and you're a first ballot Hall of Famer. You're the very best professional wrestler in the entire world. And there's this long pause. They're up in each other's grill, eye to eye. And he finishes with, at being number 2. Steph then says, that was pretty good, Baby Steiner. Did you come up with that one all on your own? Or did you call Big Papa Pump for your hookup? It's a pretty funny line. It made me LOL a little bit. At Backlash, I'm going to give you the opportunity to prove it. I'm going to let you in on a secret. Steiner, you're not even number 2 in your own family. And that was the end of that. So we started off with the bloodline stuff, and the whole time I'm asking myself, what is different about this rendition of the bloodline? And the answer is nothing. They're cutting the same promos, the same style, they're doing the same stuff, it seems like. So then we come to this segment, and it was really refreshing. I actually think that this right here was the best thing on the show, this back and forth between Seth and Braun Breaker. I think this was pretty much the only thing worth watching on this show. This was damn good, and we got it second. It was the second thing we saw on the show. So, it really shows you why at 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'm yawning and I having a hard time staying awake. Then we get Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, and Roxanne Perez. They attack Stephanie Vaquer backstage. They beat her down, and she was laying in front of the big production crates, and they pushed another big production crate into her. It's a spot that we've seen 1,000 times. Like, that's okay. Spots are going to reoccur. But I don't know where this is going. I don't know if this is writing Stephanie Vaquer off of TV, or if this is going to be another rematch for Rehash. Or Backlash, sorry. Backlash. Rematch Mania is Backlash. Then we got Penta versus Rusev. Don't know why we're wasting our time with this either. Ethan Page comes out to watch this match. Rusev hits a vertical suplex, fall-away slam. Rusev Irish whip Penta. Penta hit a kick followed by a tope con hilo. Then Penta got in Ethan Page's face on the outside as Ethan Page was sitting next to commentary. He hit a super kick on Rusev after getting in Page's face. They roll back into the ring. Rusev hit a kick followed by a swinging Uranagi. Come back from another ad break. Keep in mind, we had one before this match started. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. 3 minutes in, we go to another ad break. Immediately, do you and see, this is why I can't stand that these people make the fucking money that they make. Do you know what that does to the viewer at home? Have you ever, as a member of WWE Creative, and this is why it sucks being a small creator on YouTube, because I wish I was big enough for them to hear what the fuck I'm saying. Because at least then I would know that I am speaking to them directly, and they know how trash they are because I told them, right? I would at least feel better. Do you know what this does to the viewer at home watching on television? When we see an ad break, right? 7 ads. I mentioned that earlier. The ad breaks for Monday Night Raw are 7 ads at a time. So we get these 7 ads. Then we start a match, right? And okay, we are conditioned as wrestling fans to sit down, we hunker down for a match we're going to watch. Especially if you're a creator like me and the IWC and everybody else, we take notes. Do you know how difficult it is to remain invested in the match when we get an ad break? 3 minutes of the match, and then we go to another ad break. And you would think that, okay, well, we're getting them now because they don't want to give it to us in the main event. No. No, they use this format all show long. It's not like it's cable television, guys. This is Netflix. I know if you really wanted to and complain to Netflix about the placement of the ads, you could get it changed in a heartbeat. I'm not even bitching about the ads. Like, I know we're going to get ads. It's a part of life now. But WrestleMania was egregious. I understand that. That's ridiculous. They do have control over that one. But this is just, you kill the match, man. You kill the match before it even gets into second gear. Why? Why are we doing that? Why can't you just have the ad breaks in between segments and matches? Why is that so difficult? Come back from ad break. Penta hit a crossbody. He hit his signature handstand or headstand drop kick in the corner. Penta then hit a backstabber for a 2 count. Rusev reversed the destroyer. He hit Penta with 2 Machka kicks. Rusev went for the accolade. Penta reversed it, goes for a springboard. But Rusev, he made the motions like he was going to reverse the springboard. So Penta actually held on. And Rusev kind of turned around. Then Penta just kind of leaped down and rolled Rusev up. 1, 2, 3. It was a flash victory. Right after the match, Ethan Page attacked Penta. Rusev joined in on the attack, and then Javon Evans came out. He held Penta. He hit an OG cutter on Rusev. The height that Javon Evans got on this OG cutter, it looked like he was trying to grab the fucking lights in the ceiling. Like the amount of height that kid gets on his jumps is absurd. Then we got Grande Americano promo from Kaiser's Grande Americano discussing how it'd be an honor to wrestle Rey Mysterio tonight. And there was no word on if that match was made official for quite some time. Then we got Becky Lynch. She came out. Immediately, I roll my eyes. I know we're about to hear some cringy shit. I was correct. I was definitely correct. She comes out. She does the man has come around to Laredo. Says she made a lot of history at WrestleMania 42. She got rid of that loser AJ Lee, and now the gold is around the waist of someone who deserves it. First ever 3-time IC champ. First person to win 4 different titles at WrestleMania. She says she's coming for the Undertaker's record next. I just, I get she's trying to be funny. Like, I get it. She was thinking that was a joke there. It's not funny, dude. It's the same thing with like Danhausen segments on SmackDown. If the show was good, I wouldn't mind laughing, right? But if the show sucks and the show's putting us all to sleep, I don't want to laugh. I'm not going to laugh. This sucks. She says she saw her baby girl in the front row at WrestleMania. She took her daughter, walked up the ramp. And then she realizes it's not about the 5-star hotels. It's not about the big cities with the best crowds. It's about showing up in rundown towns like Laredo, performing in front of common folks. Is this a promo, or did TKO send her out there to say this? You want me to defend this belt against the best? I issue an open challenge. Yay! We ended the U.S. Open Challenge. Now we're getting it with Becky Lynch and the IC title. Because we're so creatively inept, we can't come up with anything new or storyline driven, so we're just going to phone in open challenges. They should just have everybody do fucking open challenges at this point. It would fit the aesthetic and the feeling of this show perfectly, because this creative team sucks. Fire them all. Get people in there who actually care about the product. Oh, it's so bad, man. I can't even. It's about showing up in rundown towns like Laredo and performing in front of common folks. You want me to defend this against the best? I issue an open challenge to anyone who wants to be welcomed to the big time. Io Sky came out. Io says, I accept. Becky says she wanted the best of the best. She wanted shiny and she wanted exciting. You are none of those things. Are you accepting on behalf of Rhea? Becky 2 belts sounds pretty good right now. I wanted to fight Shawn Michaels, not Marty Jannetty. Io hit Becky. Adam Pearce comes out, made the match official. You know, it does. This is just another small detail, right? I can't help but notice this stuff. I'm sure some of you will just say I'm being nitpicky, but correct me if I'm wrong. How come 90% of the matches on Raw and SmackDown are made on the show? Doesn't it feel like all the matches are always made during the show? Which fits the creative team perfectly, actually. Just phoning it in. Chat GPT probably said, hey, it's better if you book the matches on the show. Then we get Becky Lynch versus Io Sky. Io hit a drop kick. Lynch goes for a roll up for 2. Becky mocks Io. She does her taunt. She hit a Bexploder in the corner. Then she hit a baseball slide drop kick. She hit a diving leg drop off the second rope for a 2 count. Io hit a German suplex, then a spinning back elbow that looked pretty good. Io then hit a missile drop kick off the top. She hit the bullet train attack for a 2 count. Becky hit a reverse DDT for a 2 count, and then Io went for a suicide dive. But Becky cut her off, thank goodness. Enough suicide dives from Io, please. She's almost ended her career twice now, basically. I think she needs to chill on the suicide dives through the ropes, please. They go to the apron. Io hits a sunset flip powerbomb off the apron onto the floor. Becky went for a manhandle slam, but Io reversed it into a roll-up for 2. She hit a super kick that looked like it landed flush. Then Io hit a backbreaker for 2. Io hits a tornado DDT. She went for the moonsault. Becky got her feet up and clocked her right in the jaw. Becky hits a manhandle slam for a 2 count. Io kicks out of the manhandle slam. She genuinely looked shocked, and then Io went for a springboard dive of some sort off of the apron, but Asuka came out and swept her legs out from under her. Io hits the apron. She rolls into the ring, stands up, gets hit with a manhandle slam, 1, 2, 3. Asuka then attacked Io after the match, and chants of "We want Kyrie" broke out. What a stupid dog shit decision that was, huh? So now that you fired the main focal point of this feud, now you want to give us the match. I'm sorry, what is the payoff we're supposed to be watching the match for now? Because the payoff was Kyrie finally coming to her senses, standing up to Asuka and joining Io. That was the payoff of this 7-month-long storyline now. And you decided to fire the focal point of this storyline 2 weeks before we get the payoff, and you still have the nerve, you still have the balls to give us this match at Backlash. And you didn't put it on WrestleMania, I'm assuming, because you didn't want to get Kyrie a WrestleMania payday because you knew you were going to release her, which how shitty is that? How shitty is that? This company is a complete joke, man. TKO is a joke. WWE Creative and yes, Paul Levesque are a fucking joke. Then we get a backstage segment with Rey Mysterio and both Americanos, including Ryo and what's the other one's name? Chat, help me out. Bravo. Ryo and Bravo. This was just lame. Half of it, I didn't really understand what was going on. They were speaking in Spanish quite heavily. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, they're luchadors, but it would be nice to know what they were saying. Where are the subtitles? Is the production team going to start phoning it in now too? The Usos were backstage, and I guess we get the Rey Mysterio El Grande match made official here. Again, another match that's booked on the show. The Usos were backstage. LA Knight walks up to them. He says, Jay became world champ on his own. Jimmy could become world champ, but just not under Roman. The Usos then said, this is family business, Us. Stay in your lane. LA Knight responded with, "The bloodline had immense power, and that power corrupts. When it corrupts, then it becomes my business." Yeah. I Does anybody know when LA Knight's contract is up? Free LA Knight, please. Let him go somewhere that's going to appreciate him getting over on his own, because WWE is still using the Vincent Kennedy McMahon model of punishing somebody for doing their fucking job and getting over on their own. LA Knight did that. He got over on his own. There was one point where he was the hottest thing in the fucking company. He was the most over superstar in the company, and they didn't strike while the iron was hot. Instead, they screwed him over because he wasn't Triple H's idea. And this is where I keep saying, stop defending this guy. His ego is so out of whack, it's so out of control. If it's not his idea, he's not going to go with the hot hand. But we get Jey Uso, right, in a world championship push. And people have the nerve to be like, well, LA Knight's just not a main event guy. Have you seen his botches? Have you seen LA Knight's botches, Shy? Shy the guy. Have you noticed that LA Knight's not a main event player? But we had to suffer through a title reign of Jey Uso, right? Who beat one of your most dominant champions at WrestleMania in Gunther. But you're telling me we can't get LA Knight the title victory that he so deserves? Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. It's all Triple H's ego. That's all this is. He doesn't get along personally with LA Knight, so it's his ego. And this is what it is, man. If you're not one of the favorites, you know, if you've ever worked a corporate job or a retail job, you understand exactly what this is like. If you're not one of the favorites, you get shit on. And clearly, LA Knight is not a favorite of Paul Levesque, which I'm beginning to wonder if Paul Levesque even knows what good TV looks like. So then we get an ad break, and we don't get. Next is the Joe Hendry concert, by the way. So we get an ad break. We don't even see Joe Hendry's entrance, which Joe Hendry is one of those wrestlers where his presentation, you don't watch Joe Hendry because you're going to see 5-star classic matches. You watch Joe Hendry to see his presentation, to see the entrance, to hear the theme song, to sing along to it. And we don't even get to see his entrance for this concert. I thought that was ridiculous. He starts singing. No, I'm not going to sing, chat. Don't worry. Your ears are safe for now. He says, I've won the title everywhere I go. I've been on WrestleMania and many other shows. It's time for me to pick one brand. I'm sorry to the others. I hope they understand. Joe Hendry's on Raw. Joe Hendry's signed to Raw. Next time you turn on Netflix, you won't just want to chill. I'll have you believing in a different kind of thrill. Respect to the ruler. I acknowledge the OTC, but Adam Pearce, can you make just one change for me? Can we fire Logan Paul? And the entire crowd started singing along. Logan Paul comes out after maybe 30 seconds to a minute of this. Comes out and he says, all of these people are awful, just like that song. Theory and Paul, they say that they're winners. Hendry says he watched WrestleMania and they're a couple of primetime losers. Theory says the mat and the camera belong to the Vision. Anything on the show goes through the Vision, and now the Vision is about to go through you. He actually said the Vision's about to go through your ass, which I don't think Austin Theory really thought that through. I kind of chuckled at that part because I'm a 12-year-old. They then brawl, and then out come the Street Profits. Logan and Theory clear the ring after eating some shots, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I put here in my notes, it's long overdue now. Can we please merge the tag team divisions? The women have a merged tag team division. Why can't we get the men? You don't have enough teams. Your SmackDown tag champs are a makeshift team that makes no sense in R-Truth and Damian Priest. You got rid of one of the most talented teams, one of the most veteran teams on your roster in the Motor City Machine Guns. Meanwhile, your tag team division sucks complete donkey ass, and you have no intention on fixing it for some reason. For some reason, Triple H hates tag team wrestling. I don't know why. I don't get it. Tag team wrestling, when you have a good tag team division, it can literally save the show. It can. It's a nice addition to have on your show. Because if you're in a transition period of switching up some singles rivalries and some championship chases, and this guy's now going to move from this guy to that guy, but we need, a week in between, having a good tag team division, man, makes it so you can still get some good television in between those, rivalry changes and contenderships and all that. But this company just seems so content with mediocrity at this point that they don't care about the tag team division. They don't care about the women's division, hence why they refuse to push Roxanne Perez, who's been on the roster for a year now. Roxanne Perez and Carmelo Hayes are being booked the exact same. I don't know if Carmelo Hayes, had some relations with a member of the creative team's wife. I don't know if Roxanne Perez refused to have relations with one of the gentlemen on the creative team, but they're both being booked like shit, and it makes no sense. Those two should be a part of the future of this company, and you relegate them to bullshit. And then you wonder why TKO forces their hand and gets involved in your WrestleMania plans. It's because you suck at your job. It's because you suck at your job. And I want everybody who watches this video to understand, if any of the rest of us sucked at our job, what would happen? Chat, help me out. What would happen? We would get fucking fired in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. The company that was doing the firing wouldn't even think twice about firing us. Why is it any different for these clowns? No, because they get to cost the talent their jobs when they're the ones that are underperforming. How despicable is that when you think about it that way, huh? When the creative team underperforms, who loses their job? It ain't them. It's the talent that busts their ass. That's who loses their job. So don't come to me defending Paul Levesque anymore. I'm not going to listen. Paul Levesque is just as much as part of the problem as anything else. So, backstage, Grayson Waller was begging for Adam Pearce for an opportunity. Pearce says, Obafemi, and then Grayson says, so what? He beat Brock at the end of his career. He's overrated. Obafemi comes into view of the camera, and then he says, Pearce, give him an opportunity against me tonight. So the match was made officially. Again, another match made during the show, and it's predictable. Everything on here was predictable, right? So then we get Rey Mysterio, so we go to another ad break, of course. Then it's Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano, the new El Grande, not the OG. They traded roll-ups for about 2 minutes to start this match. Grande hit a huge kick. Then we went to commercial again. Literally 90 seconds into this match, we go to another ad break. It just makes it difficult to watch. This took me out of the match. I started yawning. I started contemplating why I'm even watching this show. I want to design an app that can get the transcripts of this show for me so I don't have to watch and take notes, because that's how bad it is. And that's not just Raw. That's SmackDown's by far the worst. But this show tonight was not good. It was not good. It was boring. It was mundane. So then we come back finally. Rey hit a backdrop. Grande hit a big open hand slap. Rey hit a boot. Grande hit a right hand. Rey went for a moonsault. El Grande caught him on his shoulder. And then Rey hit a beautiful tilt-the-world DDT. It actually did look pretty cool. But again, we're so bored to death and so advertised to death, it's hard to pop a reaction to good moves. So Ray went for a 619. Ryo distracted the ref, and Bravo ended up tripping Ray as he came off the ropes. And then Ryo slipped in the metal plate that El Grande puts in his mask. He was going to slip it in, and then the OG Americano came out, took it from him. Ray hits a 619, followed by a springboard splash for the win. And the Americano started brawling, and this might shock you, chat, but we get another pull-apart brawl. But we don't even get to see the conclusion of this one, because the second the refs got into the ring and started splitting both guys up, that's it. We get another ad break. Another fucking ad break. Maybe it wasn't an ad break. Maybe they just cut straight into, they showed us Jacob Fatu completely destroying the MFTs on SmackDown, which you had one guy go out there and destroy 4 guys. How am I supposed to take the MFTs seriously ever again? Oh, we got to make Jacob Fatu, we got to make him look like a badass. So this group that we have on SmackDown, even though it makes no fucking sense for Jacob Fatu to be on SmackDown in the first place, since we just moved him to Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, let's go have him destroy this group that we don't really care about. Okay, well, you ruined the credibility for that group, and now that Jacob Fatu goes back to Monday Night Raw, they're left to... What are they supposed to do on SmackDown now, huh? How are they going to get back to relevancy on SmackDown? Are they going to win any championships? No. So what are you going to have them do to regain that credibility that they just lost? It's just... the fact that you guys get paid this amount of money and you don't think about this is a joke. It is a joke. And the brand split too. You know, if certain people can just show up on whatever shows they want, just end the brand split. Such a waste of time. Then we get an Asuka vignette backstage. She says she thought she did something wrong to make Io betray her, but she realizes now that it was Io who failed her. Asuka says, I spared you all this time because I thought we could be a family again. You killed that family. At Backlash, I will prove once and for all that you are not, nor will you ever be, ready for Asuka. So, do you imagine if Kyrie was there and we sold more that she's getting verbally abused by Asuka? How much more interesting this could have been? But they showed highlights of like what's happened so far in the rivalry, and they cut Kyrie Sane out of every single one of the highlights. So, except one. There was one where they just couldn't because of the positioning, but they cut her out of, they really egregiously made an effort to cut her out of everything. Then we get Oba Femi versus Grayson Waller. Oba hit the big running uppercuts in the corner. Waller rolled to the apron. He hung up Oba on the top rope, and then Waller went to hit his rolling stunner where he runs from outside, dives through the bottom rope, rolls, and then hits a jumping stunner. He went for that. Femi caught him and hit his just toss. He just picked him up and tossed him. And then he hit the fall from grace for the win. It was a squash. Everybody knew it was going to be a squash. Oba Femi is the next big star, literally. And this is the best you have for Oba Femi, dude? Are you serious? The next guy, and we're going to put him in shit like this. He just beat Brock Lesnar. Hello? Is this the best you got for him, really? Then Oba Femi, you can't make this up. So Oba Femi announces that since all of the champions are locked in with their opponents, I'm announcing the Oba Femi Open Challenge. So now they double down and we get another Open Challenge. Chat, they give us another Open Challenge. He says, anyone that wants to step up, I will not take kindly to your decision because I'm the ruler. How lazy and uncreative can this creative team possibly get? Matter of fact, I'm almost scared to find out the answer to that question. Then we cut backstage. Liv is telling Roxanne that she wants to have her back. Finn can't be trusted because he turned his back on family. We're a family. Liv leaves. Finn shows up in the clubhouse. He tries to warn Roxanne that she can't trust the Judgment Day. And I don't know why we're still getting this tease of ending the Judgment Day. If you're going to end it, end it. Just be done with it. Can we please move on? Please. It's not even the Judgment Day anymore. We don't even recognize it. When it first started, it was cool. When Edge left, it was cool. And then they split with Finn and Damian Priest and Rhea. Everybody split from each other. That should have been it. Then we get Bayley and Lyra versus Roxanne and Raquel. Obviously, it's Roxanne's hometown, so we started off with heavy Roxy chants. Which, by the way, in her hometown, WWE decided to give Roxanne and Raquel the jobber treatment. We didn't even see their entrance, so that was nice of them. Way to show her hometown crowd you care, you fucking clowns. Roxanne and Lyra traded slaps. Lyra hit a spinning heel kick. If you're wondering why I keep rubbing my eyes, it's because I'm exhausted. It was really hard not to fall asleep watching this show, I swear. Lyra hit a spinning heel kick. Raquel hit a big clothesline on the outside. Chance of let's go Roxy all throughout the match. Then we go to another commercial. Keep in mind, we just had one before this match started. That's how they got the jobber entrance. 3 minutes in, another commercial. Lyra took out Roxanne and Raquel. Fisherman Buster on Roxanne. This was another thing. It's Roxanne's hometown, and she got no offense in through the entirety of the match. You booked her to basically get her ass kicked and then get a surprise lucky win. So she didn't even have a chance to showcase what she can actually do in front of her hometown. Why you were not pushing this woman, I don't know. Roxanne knocked Lyra off the apron. She then turned around and ate a Bayley to belly. Raquel broke up the pinfall at 2. Liv distracted Bayley as she turned around. She ate a shining wizard as she turned around from Roxanne. Roxanne hit Pop Rocks. That was it. There was chance of let's go Roxy all throughout the match, and then all she did was get her ass kicked. I'm sure Michael Hayes was back there thinking that was fucking hilarious. You 85-year-old out-of-touch clown. Roman comes out. He says he's talking about the World Heavyweight title. He says they made this title in spite of me. They made this title to try to take away from my shine. The title doesn't make the man makes the title. Okay. No, they made the title because you were holding the world championship hostage and not showing up for work at the same time. If you were showing up for work, they wouldn't have had to create a second title. But because you were always fucking gone and only worked 5 times a year, we needed an additional title because the guys that show up to work every day needed something to fight over. That's why. He says he made the title relevant. He put the title on night 2 of WrestleMania. Now you can respect this title, and now you can acknowledge this title. Laredo, Texas, acknowledge me. Jacob Fatu comes out. Roman says, perfect timing. I was just getting to you. I'm hoping you made the right choice, Jacob. I'm hoping you made the choice to unite our family and not divide it. Jacob says he didn't even need an hour. He knew what he wanted. As Roman says, I gave you a week. What was your decision? Jacob Fatu says, I didn't need a week. I didn't even need an hour. I came out last week. I knew what I wanted. You must be stuck in your main event bubble. You didn't grind like me, Roman. 12 years of grinding and suffering while you were running it up here with the bloodline. I was broke. It ain't how you start, it's how you finish. Before WWE, you didn't call me. Jay didn't call me. Jimmy didn't call me. Solo is the one that called me. Solo put me on. Roman says, who do you think runs this place? Solo couldn't get a cup of coffee delivered to this building. The OTC never forgot about you, and I'm the one that signed off on you. You haven't earned it. And as he was going to continue speaking, Jacob Fatu interrupted him. He choked him out with the classic Tongan death grip. Shout out to Haku. He says, I'm going to take everything from you. Roman then grabs the microphone. He's choking. He's coughing. He got choked out. Jacob has exited the ring. He's walking up the ramp. Roman grabs the mic and says, you want me at Backlash? You got me at Backlash. And that's how Raw went off the air. This show sucked, plain and simple. This show sucked. If I were to grade this show out of 10, this show would probably get about a 4, 4.5. This show sucked. SmackDown is abysmal. SmackDown's not even a 1. So to put into perspective, 4, 4.5, maybe 5. Maybe I'll feel better about it tomorrow. I won't. This show sucks. This show sucks. Man, if you know what's a cool thing to think about sometimes is if those of us who create content here in the IWC, if we had a chance to book a wrestling show, could you just imagine those of us who know what the fuck we're talking about anyway, if we had a chance to book Monday Night Raw just 1 week as a collective? Imagine the awesome television that we could get. But they want to act like so this is the TV that these guys put on, right? This is the TV that they put on. And they want to act like that we are the ones that don't know what we're talking about. We're just fans bitching. No, the fact is, motherfuckers, that we're creators in the IWC. I am pretty new, so I don't get paid for this shit, right? I care more than you do, and it's your job to care. That's a problem. I could book a better show in my sleep. I could book a better show if I was blindfolded, deaf, and had my mouth sewn shut than these clowns. I mean, I just don't get it. But then you want to talk about budget cuts when if you missed my video on this earlier, I will link it at the end of this video. You should check it out. I dug up some crazy information regarding the Kairi Sane release. Your superstars, your wrestlers, take up 15% of your total revenue. The total revenue is $1.7 billion. But we're going to get rid of Kairi Sane, who made $200,000. I guarantee you the creative team as a whole makes way more than that. And those are the ones you should get rid of. You want to save on the budget, motherfucker. You cut people who are not worth their salary. And this creative team is not worth a fucking dime. Not a single dime are they worth. I'm not. I just... When is it going to get better, chat? When is it going to get better? Let me know what you thought of Monday Night Raw in the comments. Let me know if you thought it was a good show and you just think I'm an asshole. At which point, I don't know what you're watching. And I'm just going to assume that you're either Helen Keller or Stevie Wonder. Let me know what you thought of Monday Night Raw. Like this video. Please like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. Please comment. You know, any engagement is just going to help this channel grow. I have big goals. I have big dreams for this channel. You know, I want to get up there to the level of a BC Amplified. I want to get up there to a level of a Sala Monster and JD from New York and Santi Zap eventually, right? Like, my ultimate goal is to be the Colin Cowherd, except right and not wrong all the time. The Colin Cowherd of pro wrestling. That's my ultimate dream, right? It's going to take it's a long way to get there, and it's an absolute grind. But that's why I need your guys' help, man. Join the Go Home Show family, and let's push this channel to the moon. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I respond to comments Let me know what your thoughts were on Monday Night Raw. Am I just overreacting? Maybe I'm overreacting. I don't know. I just feel like the show sucks. It's just mundane garbage, week in and week out. And WWE continues to rob us of our money and our time. And it's a shame. It's a shame. Check out my other video about the extra details I found out regarding the Kairi Sane release and her cut from WWE. I will probably be up tomorrow, make a video tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining.